after we had finished the seminar, and said he's in Nigeria, he would love to come around and give a presentation. I discussed with him the possibility of presenting next week, and he said he has to go back, traveling back. And later I called the department informed that it's impossible for us to fix the seminar. So we're us. We worked there before, we went in search of greener pasture, and he's back home to share his wealth of experience where it's working. It's not just searching for greener pasture. It's a good thing that those who are gone, when they come back, they should be able to give something back to society. And I have done this seminar presentation in Lagos. It's going to be fair next week, Wednesday. And here it is to. So he is Mr. I used to see Mr. Frederick Omojola. A member of the Nigerian Society of Physiotherapy, a member of the Irish Society of Physiotherapy, and he is a functional electrical stimulation clinician. So he'll be talking to us today about functional electrical stimulation and the management of automotor neuron condition. I hope we all be attentive to the automotor neuron condition. Be attentive and take one or two things from what we presented.
Thank you, everybody. And for us to just share a tiny bit of what I've learned, which I think could be of benefit both to the profession and something to add value to our own clinical practice. So, functional electrical stimulation is something that might be a little bit new. I will show you some videos. The videos speak more volumes than words. So I would rather want to show you some evidences, and then after that we'll do a little bit of explanation of what the whole story is all about. So what is it all about? So, but like my other mentioned, during question time, please bear in mind, upper motor neuron lesions, if you ask questions about peripheral data duration, lower motor neuron lesions, well, you will see straight away that it doesn't really work. So you can see the pre and the post. This is the post. So a little bit of stroke, but some difficult to walk. You can see, well, the first trial without stimulation, but this is the second one that we can now see with stimulation. So you can see the gait pattern is very clear and very obvious. There's a big difference. So that's one thing that can empower us as clinicians to make life a bit easier, for our because physio is in a phase a lot of devices are coming out that is making it work a little bit easier for us, so that it is not, just to reduce the burden here. Now, drug food is a problem faced by many people. You know it. Stroke will be the commonest condition of all things in our society. Even though here in Africa, a lot of troubles, a lot of problems, but God has blessed us. Many of those terrible, killing, neurological conditions, we don't have many of them here. I remember of the few years I walked around here, the number of Parkinson cases I saw was limited. So, stroke will be very, very common. Multiple sclerosis. I remember only one incident. I remember that time Mr. Olasede was asking, a query diagnosis of multiple sclerosis. And it wasn't sure. But in the Western world, it's a big one. Really big. So, in those kind of conditions, we'll see after stroke, we all know the people having medical gait, people walking on the lateral border of their foot, they cannot walk properly. And not being able to walk properly, not being able to clear the ground, that leads to increased energy expenditure, with their gait pattern. And what the multiplier effect of that will be that, I cannot walk far. I get tired very quickly. They will get tired very quickly because of the increased energy expenditure. And another thing is that the various hazards in the environment, they can trip easily, they fall, and the psychological impact of falling, maybe in public places, you can imagine somebody falling, maybe in a church, and psychologically, it gets done on them that, this is a life-changing experience. That means the stroke has changed their life for good. Many people, they are locked inside, they don't want to go out again because they are afraid of falling. So that is the cycle of complications that arise in the life of people. Well, so we know all the hazards, tripping and falling, less confident. People, they don't have the confidence to go out anymore. Stimulation can be used to make those muscles work. Yes? Good. We've learned so many things about different approaches to rehabilitation, especially. Different kinds of school of thought. We've heard about PNF. So many things. Yourself and myself, we've handled stroke patients for so many years. But we all know neurological condition, or neurology as a field in itself, is one of the fields in medicine or in medical practice that is full of uncertainty. It is, in most cases, check most of all the textbooks, in medicine. It's in neurology that you see words, descriptive words like probably, maybe, it is not sure. Those kind of words, that suggest that, there's a lot of gray area, a lot of things that is not clear for us.
What I want to do is that the power doesn't necessarily, the power of the vectors.
Yeah.
What should be for what it is zero. And also, if it is not zero, are we getting an improvement? Do we have an event to get improvement?
Good. That was a good point. Well, I think, good. I will just tie that with many other questions that have been asked in Luz and in GH. Does it have carryover effect? If I can help you to put it, in a proper way. Does it have carryover effect? Yes. It does. Remember, we use AFO, the plastic AFO. We give it to most people. Maybe after stroke. Remember, it's a rigid structure. It's a sling. In that case, the tibialis anterior is passive. Because you've hooked it up, there's no way, the muscle is passive, and because of that, the muscle is not being properly exercised. This device is still using the same patients that have used the device for 2 years, that have withdrawn it from treatment. I don't need it anymore, I can work properly now. That's fine. And some other people will still need it more than one. Does it have carryover effect? It does. And at the same time, it is not, I remember somebody asked a question, like back in DA, it's not a miracle machine saying, they just come to you try it once, and does the effect lingers on after they leave you? No, it doesn't. Because the witness is still there anyway. So an average patient that needs this device, they will depend on it. Everywhere they need to go, they have it. But one of the criteria that you use is that, say, the patient should be able to, whichever way, whether you struggle through 10 minutes, as long as they can stand in balance, they can stand up, and they can try to take a few steps, fine, off you go. Say from part 2, okay, 2, MMT, also ready, so 2/5, off you go. About the upper limb rehabilitation. Yeah, the functional simulator, you can introduce that one straight away. Maybe in fact from the point of this child. Once they're medically stable enough, good, stable, fine, they can take few steps. Upper limb normally is slower than lower limb, so you can start it immediately after the treatment. And the earlier you start it, the better. So the economic benefit of using it is well published, so you can check it out.
Any other questions?